a regional nonprofit organization focused on promoting business growth, building community, and advocating for the sustainable economic success of the greater Clinton region. Grow Clinton This Morning, a program in partnership with KROS.
Well, it is time for Grow Clinton, and Jen brought some guests with her. Please introduce us.
Okay, today we're going to be talking to Todd and Katie from Life Connections Peer Recovery Services. They have a big event coming up, and it's pretty interesting.
All right, before we talk about the event, let's talk about Life Connections. Todd, I know we had you in studio, I think it was about a year ago, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so talk about Life Connections, what you folks all offer.
So we are a peer-run organization which offers support for individuals in recovery of mental health, addiction, whatever it may be. We have Iowa's only peer-run respite in DeWitt, where we serve the whole state. We have a after-hour recovery center in Clinton and also virtual recovery center. So that serves everyone in Iowa as well as other states.
How did this come about for you?
It came about for me back in 2015 when I seen our inpatient units closing down and people still needing support. I've known about peer-run organizations nationally, and they save money, but most of all, they really make a difference in a person's life.
Okay. Katie, how did you get involved with Life Connections?
I was working on a project, and I kind of was making several stops through the community, visiting, connecting with people. Todd was on the list of one of those places to stop. He gave me a tour of his facility in DeWitt, and I really resonated with the things they spoke to me about, what they do, their mission statements, and I just kind of stayed on.
So what are your responsibilities, Katie?
I am the fundraising chair.
Okay.
This is my first year doing fundraising, so I'm pretty excited.
So how important is getting the funds from the public for what you do with Life Connections?
Very important. Without funding, we can't run. Every dollar counts towards, either the house in DeWitt or the center in Clinton.
Do you get any governmental support at all, Katie?
We do get government support, we do.
Do you have to write grants, or how does that work to get that kind of money, Todd?
So the way that works, yes, you write grants, but grants are like seeds, and a garden needs to be watered. They help get you going. Right now, under the state of Iowa, we're contracted for both locations. But again, it depends with that governmental money what they spend it on. And right now, you brought up something that's very important. The legislators haven't decided the funding mechanism for this year yet. And a lot of that relies on people's lives come just a couple months away, July 1.
Again, we are visiting with Todd and Katie on Grow Clinton. They are with Life Connections. Todd, let's go ahead and stay with you. You have the two locations. Talk about that. Why the two locations?
Well, because some people need to change their environment for a few days. And the respite house, I like to just say it's your bed and breakfast for emotional distress and life-interrupting challenge. And sometimes they want to be able to just stay at home because they're maybe nervous about staying somewhere like that because, the normal is putting somebody in a locked facility with walls and nothing. So the recovery center helps feed that, where they can go in, they can become part of a community, and that's really what it is they say. We have a lot of people that just get online, actually one from Texas that gets online, and he just gets online because he has nobody, and he feels like he's part of a family when he gets on there. And let me just say, we also serve a person in Vietnam, so that's really, really intriguing that Iowa, the only virtual recovery center after hours, serves somebody in Vietnam.
That is incredible. So are people referred to you? Do they come to you? How does this work?
Yeah, so a lot of people are referred. My staff does a lot of outreach. We work and partner with like the Clinton County Sheriff, the Clinton PD, Comanche, DeWitt. We try to get into Davenport and other law enforcements, but also Your Life Iowa supports us, and that's who the 988 people are. But a lot of people just walk in. They've never heard about it, so they walk in to see what it's about.
And you are in Clinton, and your hours are interesting.
Yeah, because here's the thing: is people I sometimes think that when businesses close at 4 o'clock, therapy, medical, anything like that. After 4 o'clock and the weekends is really, really when people start to stir up. They're in their head, they're at home, and they need a place. And that's why we really want to be that place for them.
So did you get involved with this personally because of your background?
I did personally. See, I spent 18 years managing rent-to-own stores, making them profitable, worked and hurt my back, worked in secondary finance for cars, and ended up having to go off work. And I ran into a bad time, both mentally and back at that time, they had me on 5 narcotics that led to other drugs. And so I was really struggling, tried to take my life, ended up in a hospital. And I remember this piece of what I do from a nurse in the ICU that works second shift. And she sat next to me and she said, I know what you're going through. And I yelled at her and said, you have no idea. And then all of a sudden she showed me her arms that had cuts all over them. And we happened to know each other from the same school. We went to the same school. And she sat in there for over an hour and just talked with me. And when I got to the inpatient unit, that's when I felt something talk to me and said, you have the supports, you need to use it. I found the right therapist, the right psychiatrist, which then led me, hey, would you like to share your story with others? I had no idea what I was signing up for and became a peer support specialist.
I would imagine that has to be such a benefit for the people that you serve that you have had this experience.
Oh, yeah. I mean, therapy and psychiatry, we need it, right? But we also need people to really understand what we're going through. And isn't nobody more understanding than a peer recovery specialist?
All right. You have an event coming up. Katie, let's have you talk about this. It's Ride for Recovery. Is that right?
We do.
Okay. Talk about that.
It is May 30th. We're starting in Davenport at Nubs. Kickstands are up at 11. If you can register before the event at lifeconnectionsrecovery.org, we've got a whole website that lists all the information, why we're doing it. You can purchase your tickets there, pre-order your t-shirts because everyone wants a t-shirt.
Is this something you've done before? Or is this something new?
This is our 3rd event.
Okay.
I was able to attend it last year, just to kind of see how things ran. Definitely, it's an exciting time. It brings the community together. I think when we work on things that are outside of ourselves and come together is where we start making that difference. And so that's what this event does, is it helps us financially, but it also brings the community together.
So you say kickstands up. I would imagine we're talking about motorcycles and not bicycles here.
Yeah, I mean, if you would like to ride your bicycle, I mean, it might be a jaunt, but you could do it.
Okay, is there a route that you've got set up, or how's that going to work? Todd?
So what's nice about that is the last 2 years, that was kind of left up to me, and I don't want it to always be about me, and I don't want to always do all the work. So we have one of the local Quad City motorcycle clubs that really appreciates what we do because their people go through stuff too. They're actually setting up and doing the whole run for us. Like Katie said, we start at Nubs. We're going to go to Princeton, McCausland, DeWitt, and we're going to end somewhere here in Clinton on May 30th. And she did say kickstands up, but I want to make everybody aware what the flyer says. Jeeps, cars, and covered wagons are welcome.
Let me know if you get one of those, okay?
I will.
Okay, so if people would like to find out more information, if they would like to help find out about Life Connections, how can they best do that, Tom?
Well, they could best do that by going to our website, lifeconnectionsrecovery.org, like Katie said, but they can also call our office at 563-659-6625.
Okay, Katie, any closing comments from you? And thank you both for coming in today, and thank you, Jen, for bringing them.
I just am excited for everyone to come out on the 30th. A lot of people have asked how they can help. They can help through donations, raffle items, gift cards. They can show up at the day of the event, and they can also donate continually through the year to help our organization.
So it's Saturday, May 30th. We'll get the word out as well. Thank you both for coming in today.
Thank you.
Thank you.